The Open Society Foundations, OSF, is one of the world's largest private philanthropic organizations, founded by billionaire investor and philanthropist George Soros in 1979. Initially established to support democratic transitions in Eastern Europe, particularly in Hungary, the organization has since grown into a global network promoting democracy, human rights, education, public health, and justice in over 120 countries. At its core, the Open Society Foundations is driven by the idea of creating a world where governments are accountable, rights are respected, and no one is excluded from society due to race, religion, ethnicity, or economic status. The foundation supports individuals and groups who seek to promote these values, often in places where they face significant opposition or risk. History and evolution. George Soros began his philanthropic activities by funding scholarships for black South African students during apartheid and later expanded his efforts to promote open societies in Eastern Europe as the Soviet Union began to collapse. His experience living under both Nazi and communist regimes influenced his belief in the need for transparent governance, civil liberties, and democratic practices. The foundation's early work included supplying photocopiers to Eastern European dissidents in the 1980s to help break state control over information. In the 1990s, the OSF played a crucial role in supporting democratic transitions in Central and Eastern Europe, particularly by investing in independent media, legal reform, and education. Today, the OSF has grown from a network of national foundations to a vast, decentralized operation with hubs in New York City, London, Berlin, and Brussels, as well as field offices across Africa, Asia, Latin America, and the Middle East. Key areas of focus. Human rights and justice. One of the foundation's primary objectives is to ensure justice systems are fair, equitable, and accessible. It supports legal aid services, public defenders, and reform movements aiming to reduce police abuse, racial discrimination, and wrongful incarceration. The OSF is especially active in protecting the rights of marginalized communities such as refugees, ethnic minorities, LGBTQ+ individuals, and the incarcerated. Education and youth engagement. OSF invests heavily in access to quality education for underserved populations. It supports inclusive education initiatives, early childhood development, and academic freedom. Programs like the Central European University, founded by Soros, reflect this commitment to cultivating critical thinking and democratic values. Public health. OSF addresses public health challenges, particularly where health intersects with social injustice. It funds efforts to combat HIV/AIDS, harm reduction for drug users, reproductive health rights, and access to affordable healthcare. The foundation emphasizes health equity, especially for vulnerable and marginalized groups. Democratic governance. The foundation is committed to building accountable institutions and promoting democratic participation. It funds election monitoring, anti-corruption initiatives, civic engagement campaigns, and independent journalism. It also supports transparency in political financing and protection against authoritarian encroachment. Freedom of expression and media. Recognizing the importance of a free press, OSF funds investigative journalism, independent media outlets, and digital rights initiatives. It works to combat misinformation and censorship, while promoting open internet access and the safety of journalists. Global reach and operations. The Open Society Foundations operates through a network of regional and national foundations, which allow for locally tailored strategies, while aligning with the broader mission. These include the Open Society Initiative for West Africa, OSIWA, the Open Society Initiative for Southern Africa, OSISA, and the Open Society Foundation's arm ENYA, among others. Its decentralized structure enables it to respond to local challenges with flexibility and cultural sensitivity. At the same time, OSF maintains a global policy presence, advocating for systemic changes in international institutions and policies. Financial power and grant making. With endowments in the tens of billions of dollars, OSF is one of the most financially influential philanthropic organizations in the world. It has provided billions in grants to support civil society organizations, grassroots movements, academic institutions, and think tanks. Its grant-making is guided by a vision of empowering local actors, not imposing foreign agendas. challenges and controversies. Despite its humanitarian goals, OSF has faced criticism and political pushback in various countries. Some governments, especially those with authoritarian tendencies, have accused the foundation of interfering in national affairs. OSF has had to close operations or shift strategy in countries like Hungary and Russia, where its initiatives were met with hostility and legal obstacles. Nonetheless, the foundation remains committed to its mission. It adapts to changing political landscapes while continuing to support those who fight for transparency, justice, and civil rights. Conclusion. The Open Society Foundations is more than just a grant-giving entity. It is a global force for progressive change and a defender of open, inclusive societies. Through its broad network, strategic funding, and enduring commitment to justice and human rights, OSF continues to shape the global discourse on democracy and equality. As challenges to democratic norms increase, the Foundation's role in upholding civil liberties and championing underrepresented voices remains as vital as ever.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel.